Hey guys, it is Sunday, December 14th. Time is flying by. And this is the Team Victory All-Star team call. I'm sorry I had to record this. I was really looking forward to doing this live tonight, but because my husband and I like to live spontaneous, we decided to buy tickets to a concert tonight that we've been wanting to go to that were not available, and we just happened to check at breakfast and they were. So we're heading out there tonight. So but I really didn't want to cancel the team call because as you can see, I have a ton of stuff I want to go over, and I just hope that you guys watch this recording. If you are watching this recording, will you please do me a favor, because this is really the hardest time of the year to get the word out. Would you please help me in posting in the team page, your takeaways from the call, or getting people on this call, because it really is the hardest time, and I would appreciate the help with getting the word out. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I want to congratulate everybody that's been on the leaderboard working at the hardest time of the year. Now you guys know that really October, November were really tough, slow months. That's always been the case. Just so you know that has always been the case. So if you feel like you're doing something wrong, don't feel that way. Okay, so I wanted to really make sure that you understood that. And I know for me, it really felt like it was harder than the last year. But again, like when you look at the numbers, or I go back and look at the numbers, I went and compared, and that's why I asked about some of you who are numbers people, because I was going to share the numbers trending, and I ran out of time. So you can see I'm not perfect. But trending numbers in those 3 months each year is about the same amount of growth, but then when you compare year to year, the growth is extremely different for the entire team, which means that everybody is growing, even though it feels like you're not getting anywhere. So I wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to share that now we're getting through that tough time, and now it is time to, honestly, put that gas pedal on. I know that there are some of you that have been MIA, and it happens. I also hope that those of you that have been MIA find a new meaning in your gut, a new feeling, to really kind of bring you back to why you even joined as a coach. That's what it comes down to. I've had to deal with a lot of that in the last few weeks. A lot of coaches just really struggling with whether or not that this is for them. This time of the year, it's just about reflecting, and sometimes we reflect back and we think that we didn't do well. And you guys, you can't do that. All you can do is keep looking at the future. You reflect back, and this is how you reflect back. You reflect back at what great things you accomplished this year. You can reflect back on what are the things that you need to work on, but I don't want you ever to reflect back on how did I fail this year, because that just puts you in a completely different mindset and tailspin, and then you start to question whether or not this is for you. I'm going to give you an example of, pushing through that hard time, pushing through the time where you feel like everything you do is for nothing, or what you do doesn't necessarily reflect what you think you should, where you think you should be at. Okay, so my elite status right now is looking very bleak. And I honestly could curl up in a ball and completely walk away and not show up for the next 3 weeks and reflect back on my year and be upset, feel like a failure, But I'm not. I'm here. I'm showing up. I want you guys to be successful. This is the hardest thing for me right now, is to get past the fact that I've just now hit close to the finish line and I'm not going to hit it. And I'm okay with that. I have to be okay with that. Okay? And it's not a reflection on you guys. It's just things happen for a reason. There's a reason this is happening. There's a reason why I'm reflecting on myself as a leader. This is why this John Maxwell training is such great timing for me. You know, when one door closes, another one opens. If I fall short hitting elite by a couple points and rank, there's a reason for that, okay? There's a reason for somebody returning an item and you being in the negative. There's always a reason. And like I said, I can completely shut down right now because it's the hardest time of the year, but that's not going to get me anywhere at all. So I have to suck it up, put my big girl pants on, and reflect back on what happened last year that was amazing. And I've done that. 10 great things, 10 great happenings from last year. You have to do this. If I didn't do this, I would curl up in a ball and just hide right now. But I did, and I realized that I gave myself a $1,000 a week raise over a year span. When does that happen? That never happens. But on paper, elite has been, this pressure. But when you look at it, I went to Belize. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I joined a bunch of beautiful women that I would have never met and had never gotten in contact with if I hadn't stepped out of my comfort zone and gone to Belize. My husband and I took many trips because we could. We started these team calls this year, which has been amazing. And the growth and the team environment and the family is exactly what my focus was for 2014, was to build a family. And that's exactly what we've done, right? So rank isn't included in that, but it's true. It's a feeling. And that's exactly what I've been really, really trying hard to wrap my head around and to bring people together, because it makes things so much easier. Okay, so you know what? I have to sit back and realize how much I enjoyed this year. It doesn't come down to these last few weeks. You have to, what was great this year? For some of you who maybe haven't sold a penny, maybe it was the fact that you got in shape. Maybe it's the fact that you've surrounded yourself. Your 5 people that you surround yourself is a better 5 than it was last year. That is a win for you. Okay? What my gratitude, my current assets. This is going through the Darren Hardy, designing your best year yet. I've posted 2 posts so far, and I've been doing them as well. So my gratitude, what are my current assets? My current assets for me right now is flexibility. Holy crap. This is what I strive for so long, when I had these huge dips and insecurity and whether or not this was right for me, whether I was meant for this. And here I am sitting here and I have the flexibility to get up and leave tonight and go to a concert. I've spent so much family time. You can't take that from me. I have amazing new friendships this year that I've built that, I think that because I hit elite last year, it gave me a little extra money. It gave me some cool perks. But what it gave me was friendships, a door open to friendships that I didn't have last year. And that you can't take away. Okay? So, and that's going to carry on forever. You can't take away a friendship if I don't hit elite this year. Oh, sorry. You hit it last year, we're your friend, now we're not. That it opened a door for me, a door that I really needed. I really needed support and success partners that were challenging me to be better. And so that's my little spiel about, you know, what has this year been? What is it like right now? And now we like dust ourselves off and we set our goals, and we always set our goals. I mean, I set goals every year. I set very lofty goals. Sometimes it's scary to set them again because you're kind of tired of failing at those lofty goals. But then you sit back and you look at what you've gained over 5 years. 5 years, that's nothing. So what I gained over 5 years was the freedom to do whatever I want to do. I mean, I'm financially secure, but shoot, we've got, you know, second mortgages on our house, and I would love to be able to pay that off and be able to sleep at night. I'm not there yet. But I've gained the flexibility that I always wanted. It took me 5 years, guys. It was not overnight. And that kind of leads me into the next thing that I wanted to go over, was I think that we get distracted by, we definitely get distracted. We get distracted by the big picture, the why, the I want to be doing this full time. I want to be making 6 figures. And sometimes that distraction actually works against you. And I know for me, there were times that it did. I watched other people making 6 figures and I was like, oh, why am I not? I'm doing everything right. Why am I not? And that would distract me. And I recognize that. I actually had a text back and forth Friday night with a friend of mine who used to be a mentor of mine, who I watched quit her job when she made 6 figures, and that was who I looked at. That's who I wanted to be. And now she and I are success partners, another set of success partners. But what we want to do this year is we want to focus on not necessarily showing you the big picture. You guys know the big picture. You guys know that you can make 6 figures in this business. You guys know that you can make more than 6 figures in this business. I can name, if you go to Janelle Summers' page and there's a post on her page that shows you, you know, $250,000 a year earners. That is the potential. You know that. There's no doubt about it. These are people you know. But I don't think that we need to focus on that. And I've realized that now. And what I really want to do is I want to change things. And it kind of goes along with that Thursday post and like, what have you been able to afford with Beachbody? What are those things? What are those accomplishments? So I would like to work on really celebrating mini accomplishments. You know, you get your first paycheck. I don't care how much it is. It could be $5. But you worked hard for that $5. You know, you deserve to be recognized. You deserve that. Okay. So I think that one of my focuses this year will be to really, you know, encourage. Those are the numbers that people can relate to, right? I can relate to being able to pay my groceries or being able to pay my gas or my rent or whatever. Those are the things that really make a difference. And so I need your help in doing this. I need your help in celebrating those accomplishments because I know they're out there. Obviously, I see numbers. People are on leaderboards. People are earning money on this team. That is happening, but we need to hear it so that you can encourage others. It doesn't need to be 6 figures, you guys. And that's where I think that what was brought up on the team page today regarding inviting to the business, even though we're not successful. So defining yourself as not successful. If you say that you're not successful, then you're not successful. You have to first step out of that. And I will tell you that this is something that I struggled with forever because I always looked up to those people that made a lot more money than I did. And I always struggled with how do I share this business even though I'm not making that money, right? Somehow I was able to do that. And here I am. Okay? You just have to share. You share, you know what? I started this business. I wasn't making any money. I've made a couple bucks here and there, but this is what I've gained out of it. You just be you. This is the best advice I can give you for sharing the business is don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to give information to somebody thinking that that's what they want. You give the truth, the God honest truth. There is nothing wrong with you doing this business and not making a penny, because guess what? You're here, you're watching this, right? There's a reason you show up to watch this. It is because either you're surrounded by the most amazing people, you've changed your attitude, you've changed your mindset, you have big goals and big dreams that you didn't have before. That is the stuff that you need to share, okay? If you see someone that needs this financially, how do you share that? You share that because you know people in this business that it's changed their lives financially. I am one of them. You just share my story. You share Heather's story. She had to take a package for work because they were laying people off. This business had to work for her so that she could provide for her family. There's so many others that it doesn't matter whether it's providing for your family. I mean, you could pay the groceries with this business. That is what you share. This is an opportunity for you to earn some extra money that you wouldn't have. How would that be for you? How could you picture yourself doing that? What would that look like? I mean, those kind of questions, we talk about asking questions. Those kind of questions are very important. How would it feel that in 5 years, where will you be in 5 years? I love to use this question, and I used this question before I had hit my 5 years. How do you picture yourself in 5 years? Where do you picture yourself in 5 years? If you're talking to somebody that doesn't know anything about this business, well, I don't know where I picture myself in 5 years. You say, you know what? This is where I picture myself in 5 years because of this business. I may not be there now, but this is where I plan to be. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You are inspiring somebody because you've set goals and your mindset is so much different than somebody else who has no direction whatsoever. That right there is tangible. That right there, you cannot argue that, okay? What you're afraid of is you're afraid of being a fraud. I don't want you to be a fraud. You know what? It's not overnight. You can't share that it is overnight, right? That's not your experience. So don't share that it's overnight. You know what? There's a reason you show up, and that's what you share. Okay? So for those people who you know would be amazing at this business, you tell them you would be amazing at this business because obviously you think they're going to be amazing for some reason. You need to tell them why. This is why I think you'd be amazing. That may be just the belief that they need. Maybe they don't have the belief in themselves, but you've just given that to them. So you say, I believe you. I believe you would be amazing, and this is why. You may not do the Beachbody workout programs right now, but you know what? Is your nutrition in check? Are you eating healthy every day? Do you feel amazing? Do you get up during the day? Do you have energy? Do you have cravings? I have something for you. And if you can stick to that and inspire other people like you've been inspiring me, then you would be amazing at this business. You don't need to show up and do a whole Beachbody program. You need to know what it is and know that there are people that are successful. But I know lots of coaches that, have it in case of an emergency. It's raining, it's snowing, they can't get to the gym, they can't get out running. Guess what? They can put in their DVD. That's okay. And I've realized that recently. That's okay. I will not miss a day of my Shakeology. So yeah, if somebody tells you they will not do Beachbody workout programs, they will not drink the Shakeology, then guess what? They're not going to do this business. But why are they not doing a Beachbody program or having a Beachbody program as an emergency? Or why are they not doing Shakeology? So that's really where the question is. It's not necessarily even diving down the coach route. It's really like understanding. They don't have an understanding of what it is. So that's where your focus should really be. What is you be an amazing coach, but if they say those two things, we're like, well, what is your concern? I mean, I had this the other day. Someone that found me online. And she says to me, well, I'm not, and I just basically tell her I drink Shakeology and I don't take any of those other vitamins because I don't need to. Well, I'm not really convinced of Shakeology, right? And the old me would probably give up on that. Okay, whatever. She says she's not convinced. I say, you know what? I'm not in the convincing business, but I'm curious. What is your concern with it? And she came back and she basically, her answer was about it being a protein shake and that she could probably make a better protein shake. And it was like, okay, now it's time to educate. I'm just here to educate. And she perfectly respected that giving more information would not be trying to convince. In fact, she told me that. As long as you say, hey, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to share with you why I drink it, why my kids drink it. Now, if you are an inactive coach because you have a surplus of Shakeology, then I think that you need to take a look at yourself first before you go hunting down other people. And you need to take a look and see, why am I not drinking my shake every day? Why do I have this surplus of Shakeology? And forget recruiting right now, and you need to work on yourself, okay? How can you talk to somebody and say that this is the most amazing thing when you have a surplus? It doesn't make any sense, and Carl Deichler will tell you the same thing. He posted today, I drink this every single day. Nobody can argue with that. Yeah, I have a surplus, but guess what? That's my fault because I screwed up and didn't drink it every day. Not because I have a surplus, I have too much. Like I'm going to start drinking it more because it's a sign that I'm not doing what I should be doing for my body. Okay, so as far as inviting to the business for financial reasons when you're not sure that you're a success story. And again, you have to take that mindset out of your head. You are a success story because you're showing up and you're inspiring people and you're posting on social media, your 3 posts a day, you're posting one thing about your family, you're posting one thing about your fitness, and you're posting one motivational thing. If you're doing that every day, then you're a success. Who is to tell you differently? So first of all, take that out of your brain that you're not a success. You're a success. And honestly, if you're talking to somebody, what you're doing is you're prejudging what they think is a success. Maybe for them to be able to pay for their gas is a success. And guess what? You probably are paying for your gas with it. So stop prejudging people, okay? That's the other thing. Okay, so I wanted to remind you that I've added a team call suggestion form that 2 people have used. And because I don't want to keep saying the same things. I really want to answer questions. I really want to have amazing guest speakers on here because you know that those are the best, is when we can get somebody on our team or someone from another team to be our guest speaker on our call. I want these calls to be even better. So I need your help with submitting suggestions, okay? It's in the file section. All right. One of those questions was, how I need help getting my coaches to Emerald and my PS coaches staying active, okay? This is the nature of the business. The business is that, you know what, some people jump in and some people jump out. You cannot reflect on that and you not being the leader that you should be. Of course, reading personal development, going through John Maxwell's leadership stuff, and becoming a better leader. I am very much an advocate of that, and that's where I've really studied on tribe and how do you get people to come together. So I'm not saying discount that. I'm saying definitely study how to be a leader. If you have coaches that are Emerald coaches, then you need to start reading those leadership books, and you need to tweak things a little bit in that category. Maybe there's there's different ways to talk to different people, and that's what it comes down to too. I'm always trying to fix that as well. So for me, I want to make a change when I start signing people up. I really, really, really would like to learn what their love language is. I really would like to learn what kind of person they are before they start, so that I know how to talk to people. But that takes, a lot of personal development and understanding that. But that's not to say I have a ton of Emerald coaches. So, it's still, you can still do it. You can still be successful, especially if you're setting them up with the right tools. So it really comes down to, are you setting them up with the right tools? Did you have a getting started right call with them? Did you put them in the 2 weeks to success training? Did you have them do that initial training online? And did you really dig into their why? Why are they doing this? Because if they don't have something tangible, then they're not going to do it. And that's why they don't show up. So you want to get your coaches to Emerald, right? So this is another thing that I'm changing this year, because I feel that it takes coaches a lot longer than it should to get to Emerald. Okay, but this was a process, me understanding myself, because and expressing that to my team. So yes, it definitely trickles down, because I have not had that that conversation with all of you that says, I have it up on my board now, you are officially open for business when you are an Emerald, and everybody that's an Emerald and above understands what that means. So now that needs to be told to every coach that signs up, right? They have the tools, but now they need to understand that being Emerald is really when you're open for business. Okay, we need to talk about that earlier, and that you'll see that shift for me will change this year in the way that I talk on the team page. So those are things that I want to help others make it easier for your coaches to get to Emerald. So you can start by sharing how important it is to be in that position. If you want, you can listen to Janelle Summers' team call this week. She talks a little bit about that in the beginning, as far as being an Emerald and hitting Success Club, especially right now in this time of the year. So when you're talking to your coaches that you're trying to get to Emerald, there is going to be an influx of customers in the beginning of this year, especially with Max 30 coming out. Word is out on the street. There is going to be an influx of customers, and guess who are going to get those customers? The Emeralds. So I want you to think of, if you're not an Emerald right now, I need you to think of who needs this, who needs Shakeology, who needs to be on a workout program. Reach out to them and tell them from the bottom of your heart, I want to do this with you. I want you to get a discount on your shake. I want you to start the year strong with me. I will do this with you. And that right there is your first and second coach, okay? Then you're an Emerald, right? And then you're getting leads. So that's how you become Emerald tomorrow. And it's plain and simple. And it is literally just finding someone that will do this with you. Especially right now, it should be so easy. Because it's the year, the end of the year, people are starting to think of next year, okay? You want to be an Emerald this month so that you can take advantage of the influx of customers coming into January. You need to be an Emerald by the end of December in order to make that happen. And for those of you that have dropped off of Emerald, then I suggest you circle back with the people that have dropped their active status, or find someone that you want to do this with again, okay? Now, as far as your PS coaches staying active, it's not a reflection on you. What you need to do is take a look at, do they understand what I just went through? As far as, drinking your shake every day, do they understand that? Guess what? If they're inactive, they have a surplus, they're not drinking it, and they probably feel like crap. Maybe it's time to go back and be a coach to them. Not be their personally sponsored coach, but be a coach. Be a coach. Really, really care about their fitness, their health, and their nutrition. That is the only way that you can really understand or getting them back to staying active. Don't focus on the business. Being active is just a matter of not understanding the value of what they're doing and what they're, how they're living their life. You need to go back to being a coach, to being their coach, to bringing them back on board, to being a part of one of your challenge groups. that's how you do it. Okay. Otherwise, that's all you can do with those people. Okay. And I remember this question came up. It wasn't on the suggestion form, but I know that this has come a couple times from Maria, and it's how to, and I'm just kind of remembering it. It's how to really build your spouse's account, or how to run your spouse's account. I'll tell you exactly how I do it. It's just another account for me. I have my account, I have my second business center, and I have my husband's account. I reach out to his customers, and I just basically state, we do this business together. I handle all the online information or training or coaching or whatever it may be. I handle all the online stuff. As far as signing people up in his account, same thing. You know, I'm going to put you in my husband's account because right now that's where I'm actively building, and I want to make sure that you're in the right spot. So here's how you're going to do it. It makes no difference to you as your coach. I will still be your personally sponsored coach. I will still treat you exactly like my personally sponsored coach, but I want to make sure that you're in the right spot. That's exactly how I build my husband's account. So there's a lot of you actually that are in my husband's account, and you know I don't treat you any differently. That's it. You're just in the great spot. That's all. There's growth under you, and that's my intention. I don't want to put you in a bad spot. So as far as building your husband's account, it's the same way as you're building your own. You've just got another one. Okay. So again, I want to focus in this next year on those milestones of paying for things, of, you know, what is the difference? What has Beachbody done for you? You know, we've been able to pay for gas here and there. I really want to start to, in our monthly success club document, I would like to start tracking those things. I'm going to try and come up with a guideline. And then when you hit, even if you don't hit Success Club, and let's just say you got a paycheck, and what you did with that paycheck, and you added it to your savings account, you know, those are the things, add that to the document for that month, because it would be really great to go back throughout all of 2015 and look at each month, what everybody did. And then by the end of the year, we can all reflect back on the accomplishments, and we can all cheer each other on. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, I just thought of that. It's awesome. Okay, tell me, show on the team page, like, tell me if that's cool. Okay, again, the new word on the street is you're not open for business unless you're an emerald and above. And it's the gosh honest truth. And every emerald and above will say that. Okay, yes, you can earn a little commission here and there, but if you really want to reach some goals of yours, you gotta be an emerald and above. That's it. Okay. I wanted to also share with you, a lot of you, most of you have liked the Team Victory All-Stars team page. I am really using that page to celebrate you guys so that you can use that page and people will go, what is she doing? Okay. So if you have somebody, a coach on your team that you would like to be recognized on that page, please let me know. Please send me that picture. Send me the information you want posted on there. I will tag you. I will post it on your page as the Team Victory All-Star, and that coach will be recognized. It's really hard for me to recognize everybody, and I know that there are people are missing because they are levels deep in my organization. Okay, so I need your help with that. But the more that we can build that page up, the easier it is for you to recruit coaches to our team because of this resource, okay? And then I also wanted to go back to, and I think we do a pretty good job at this, you know, hey, has anybody got a challenge group going, or, you know, running a group challenge group. I know I'm starting a January 5th Max 30 group. I would love to do it with a bunch of people. So if you're, you know, we'll do it together. If somebody decides to do a Max 30 group or a 21-day fixed group the following week, post it in the team page. Hey, I've got this group. Because I really do think that helping each other run the groups makes a big difference. And especially for brand new coaches. Okay, it's up to you though to reach out and say, hey, I need some help. Anybody else? Somebody else is going to join you. Okay. Let's see. John Maxwell January 1st, he is going to be doing this call January 1st. I want everybody to be on this call. Go ahead and register. I put the link, or the link is in Tracy Morrill's video. Check on the team page. He's really going to spell out the year for you and what is in store. We as a team will be mentored by John Maxwell. I cannot tell you how unreal this is. The reason why he's doing it is because he loves Tracy. He's got, you know, Tracy did a video the other day. He's like, oh, John Maxwell was just meeting with the leaders of Paraguay. And I mean, he meets with diplomats. And I mean, he's so well known across the whole world that he just wanted to work with Tracy's team. He doesn't do that. People ask him to work with teams all the time. Like, that's crazy, you guys. So I want you guys to feel special. I want you guys to embrace this. He is going to talk about what's involved in the next year. I am going to send out an email to all of you who shared your interest in the Maxwell training. There is a cost, and it's based on what you choose to join in on, okay? I personally, and this is kind of one of those things where I stepped out of my comfort zone. Oh, I wanted to talk about this too. I stepped out of my comfort zone for 5 years, reaching out to people that I admire, okay? Literally just reaching out thinking they're not going to even give me the time of day. When I did that consistently, I started to build friendships. And today, I am in a group, it's unreal. I'm in a group called The Table. I think it's The Table. Circle. The Circle. So John Maxwell and Tracy Morrill and a very small group of coaches who I was personally invited to are going to be doing this level of coaching. And I had an hour call with Tracy, and she said she was doing this circle training with John Maxwell's company, and it cost her $10,000 to do this. And they only take 30 people. And she said she was in the room with people that were so much more successful than she was, and she's like looking around like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. So let me just tell you this, I'm in that same position right now. Only because I reached out and I shared, Tracy, you're the most amazing person ever, for years and years, and every time I would see her, we need to take a selfie. I didn't really have a chance to talk to her for very long, ever. But I always told her how much she meant to me. And here I am in this group of all of my mentors. Unreal. I'm looking at the list in this group, and I'm going to be sitting at the table with all of my mentors at this Maxwell event. So you have an opportunity to be at this event the same weekend that I will be there, surrounded by those people you want to be surrounded by. Your five people, and the most amazing relationships come out of that. And I will tell you that it's all about relationships, including reaching out to coaches and reaching out to people that you admire. So we talk about success partners. I want you guys to reach out to coaches that you admire, even coaches that are like doing the same thing you're doing and maybe start around the same time. I mean, I've always done that with like Mindy Wender and Hillary Kelly. They all started the same time I did. And Lindsay Matway, they are like 5,000 times more successful than myself. But I've always reached out to them. Every single time I get an opportunity, I do, not expecting anything in return. Like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. What you just shared was awesome. I really appreciate it. I always, always, always do that. And here I am 5 years later. I have the most amazing success partners because I've stepped in my comfort zone and I just told people that you were awesome. So people on this team, people outside this team, that is how you develop a success partner. That's how you come out with a success partner. You reach out to people, and you know what? You don't need to stick with just one. Like I said, I have success partners that every day there's somebody new I'm talking to. But it was me stepping out of my comfort zone, not expecting anything in return. So I encourage you guys to reach out to the people, even on Instagram. Tag them and say, you're awesome. I love you. Thank you so much for what you do. Because they're people too. Like, when people send me a message and say, I follow you, I'm not friends with you, but what you do is amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. They actually took some time out of their day to tell me that. Are you kidding me? Oh, I've been a coach for, 2 months and I really, really want to hit diamond and I've been watching your stuff. I'm like, that's so nice. So think about it, you guys. Do that with some of these coaches. They need to hear that too. They're people, okay? You never know. You could be sitting in a room with all of them. Okay, I'm done. Okay, a couple more things. Get your year calendar out. Get your month calendar out. I have my year calendar out there, and I still have to fill in the rest. Get your 2-month calendar out, January, February. But what I want you to do on your year calendar, you better have it. Go to Staples and get one. You don't need a fancy planner pad one. Just go to Staples and get one. I think I paid like $8 for this one for this year. I want you to put in Super Saturday events, every single one of them. You can look them up online or someone posts in the team page what the dates are. Put it in your calendar. If you're going to Cancun like me and I get to meet some of you, put that in your calendar. Put Summit in your calendar. Put a day before, a day after, just in case you can spend that extra time. Put that in after. Look up leadership. Put that in. Put that in your calendar. I'm looking at all my stuff that I put in last year. Your kids' spring break, when the trip is, trips that kids are out of school. Put all of this stuff into your calendar so you already know what your year looks like. Okay? This is so easy to do. And then it's very easy when something comes up to just plug it in. I wanted to talk about 2 more things. One is regarding the trip. So a lot of you don't even know about the trip. A lot of you are on the waiting list for the trip. There's been a lot of kind of uproar in the wall regarding the trip. And, you used to have to qualify to go on these trips. And now you can basically commit day one in hopes that it will be paid for by the end of the year. There was some miscommunication, and it was sounding like, well, it's not fair because people can actually pay for the trips, even though some people earn their whole trip and don't even get to go because they're so far down on the waiting list. Here's why they do it the way they do it. First of all, are you kidding me? They give you freaking trips to go on, so stop complaining. I'm sorry. No, I'm not talking to you, but I really just don't complain. But they have 1,800 rooms to book. They have to look 2 or 3 years out. They cannot make a commitment to a place and then at the very end hope that everybody qualifies. They have to make a financial commitment with contracts in order to book the place, okay? But that being said, so they're always looking at tweaking it just to make sure that the right people get to go on the trips, okay? So this year, we don't know where the trip is. Super Saturday, they're going to announce it. A lot of people were like, well, can you just announce it and make registration available on Monday so everybody can enjoy their Super Saturdays so they don't have to sit home and wait to hit the button? They're probably going to make changes. It's probably going to be available to register Saturday night, okay? So be aware, be available to register for next year's trip. There will be a deposit, I'm sure, probably $100, $125. Make sure that you have that in order. But there's a hint that there will be a Success Club attachment. So meaning you are going to need to hit Success Club. I don't know how much, how many. I know in the past, I remember it was 9 months. If you hit Success Club 9 months out of the year, you qualified to go. I'm guessing, I'm just guessing that there might be that, okay? So we need to focus on, let's just focus on hitting Success Club so that we can go on this trip, because I'm telling you, I've gone on every one except for one, and they have been the most amazing, and everybody can attest to that that's been on these trips. Most amazing experience ever, okay? So a little heads up on that. One more thing. You know what was really big 3 months ago? The power of 3. You know what's not big right now? The power of 3, because we've all put it on the back burner, okay? Including myself. Totally guilty. Makes me so mad. Of myself, right? I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Again, like I did before. But you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Guess what? Power of 3 comes back out. When you guys were the most successful, what were you doing? The power of 3. Reminder, pull that shit out and start filling it in, even though it's the end of the year, okay? Tomorrow, Carl Deichler is on the National Wake Up Call. You better be on there because you don't ever want to miss him. I think I went long this call, but I also think oh, one more thing. Where will you be 5 years from now? I told you this before. This book, Mindy Wenner just posted on her Instagram, and this is a book that I got at Leadership as an elite gift. I got this one. How many people does it take to make a difference? 1. How many days of the week can be extraordinary? 7. And this one. Where will you be 5 years from today? So I leave you with that. You're setting your goals for next year, but I want you to think about, where do you want to be in 5 years? I know where I want to be in 5 years. And I always have. And every year it gets a better, clearer vision. Okay? So where will you be in 5 years? Not where will you be tomorrow. Where will you be in 5 years? And share that. Or, I don't know. Share it. Share the fact that you're even thinking about 5 years on your profile page. People don't think that far ahead. And then they look back 5 years and go, what the heck happened? Okay? I want you to be the beacon of light for the people that are following you. That's it. I love you guys. Have an awesome night. Blow up the team page, please. Love you. Bye.